happening? Out of the way, Mr. Man. You're kind of in the way. Hello, Meg. I'm not packing my cat to send off, I promise. Even though he would like that. He would love that. Hi, Brinny. I'm just busy packing copies of The Haunted, which is my Halloween edition sprayed edge book that I got to get out the door here because I'm going on a trip next week, so I got to do a ton of these today. So this, okay. Hello, the boat right? Hi, Laura. This is going to be exactly like yesterday's live, where I just pack things. I'm just like, I should be on the internet and make the algorithm happy while I do this. Oh, but Laura, I know it's Laura. Hey, no, your box of this went out in the mail today, so it is on the way to you already. Okay. Just trying to get as much work as I can done here. You're convinced if you just come in at a different angle, somehow the result will be different, Mr. Man. It just lives in hope. Hello, Racy Reviewer. I am quickly packing boxes of my book box for Halloween The Haunted. Trying to get these done as quickly as I can. If you're going to stand on this, at least stand over here and hold down the tissue paper. Perform a useful function. There you go. Hey, Kendall Queen and Coffee. I am busy signing books and getting this book box out the door, and my cat is very needy. I don't know why. I'm afraid I'm not terribly interesting. You guys can ask me any questions and I'll answer them. I'm a profound oversharer, but I don't have to come up with anything original to say. Oh man, it's because I'm in my stifling basement, so I joke and call this my sweatshop because it kind of is for me. And also, you know, the menopause. So but I'm excited to be moving these out though. It's quite an experience to have 300 books land at your house and then have to process all of them. Hi, Jornia. Is that why you're here? Because you just want to stand in front of the fan? You hate fans. Get out of the way, Mr. Man. I know. Life is so unfair. All right. Get all these go in. Very chill. I just sprayed 300 boxes outside in 90-degree heat this past week too, but I got it done. Oh, that was 16. Called Trader. I apologize. I recognize your name. I do not know your first name though because I am a bad member on Pharaoh. I am just chilly wrapping my Halloween books and mostly focused on getting that done. I'm going on a trip next week, and I need to have all these prepped so that my husband can just send them out without me. But all these books are gorgeous. They all have sprayed edges. Should probably tilt my screen down a little bit more. Hello, Rhea. I'm just wrapping copies of my Halloween book release. Not release, but re-release. It's The Haunted. The paranormal romance about a woman whose husband buys her a fabulous mansion to start a family in, but then he goes off and cheats with another woman, leaving her no choice but to become involved with the mansion's domineering ghost. So it was a blast to write and to make this whole box set for, which I'm very excited about. Okay, keep going. What I do? The hardest part so far is remembering what number I'm on since these are limited. Hello. I apologize, I don't know your name, HH, or I would shout it out. I am here making book boxes for The Haunted, which is my book box for the Halloween season. Where am I? Okay. My favorite part of the packing process is buying all of this stuff. Like, yeah. Well, actually, too, I really like spraying the boxes. All the boxes are, like, hand sprayed. And then, actually, this one kind of has a fun thing. Let me see if I can show you in here. because he's a ghost and he watches them. So, can you see? Gosh darn it. It's too bright in this room, but there's glow-in-the-dark eyes on the inside of all the boxes for that extra super spooky season feel. So yeah, I really, it turns out in a former life I should have been a wedding coordinator or something because, no, actually that would be incredibly stressful. But I really enjoy creating the whole like package to send out to people. Like it just makes me happy to be like super thoughtful about like my tissue paper. This tissue paper matches the boxes, matches the bags and stuff. Like everything has got like a super tight game, you know. So that's kind of how I relax after writing a ton, is figuring out like how cute and special can I make this thing be for somebody if they get it on the other side, you know. I want people to be just totally like really wowed and happy that they got this for themselves or for somebody else. Totally appropriate to give your friends Halloween gifts. Absolutely. Oh, you just finished. Hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Miss Angie. Thank you. I appreciated your comment, your Instagram post the other day a lot. Thank you. That was very nice. I love that series so much. Oh, hey, Rebecca. Yeah, cool. I'm so glad. Yeah, this is my Halloween box set, which is for The Haunted, which is like an erotic horror, basically, about a woman who, her husband buys her this house so they can start a family, but then he goes off and sleeps with a coworker, and then, and so when he goes off and cheats on her, she decides that she's going to take up with the domineering ghost of the mansion's former owner. No, Racy Rivera, you can just message me. I'll sell swag separately. I don't put it on my site on its own because it's like a management hassle. But if you if you DM me though, we can come up with something. So you might need it. It is a very spooky haunted book. It's actually an erotic retelling of The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson because I'm weird. But it's very fancy. So everything is like super matchy. It comes, I haven't even really shown you guys the inside of the pencil case here. So it's all spoopy. And then the pencil case on the inside, my demo pencil case, has got a glow-in-the-dark pendant, and it's on my Shopify, which should be somewhere in my link tree. So it's a glow-in-the-dark ghost pendant, and then where did it go? I'm losing my mind. A skeleton key so you can get into all the rooms in the house. So yeah, so that's, and then it's got like an art card and a sticker for people's writing journals and all that. So, and I just did 300 of them, and this is it for this book because I just didn't really know, like, it's kind of a risk being all like, let me do a big seasonal book for Halloween and not Christmas or something, you know, because everybody is all about that Christmas lifestyle. So, oh great, yeah, no, please go ahead and snag it there. And it's free shipping from the US right now. So if you're in the USA, like, snag it because that makes everything more reasonable. Basically, the reason I did free shipping is not that I'm not doing a lot of shipping and handling work here, as you guys can see, but the boxes for 300 books in my house are pretty extensive. I need them to go. So I was like, what's the fastest way I can get these out the door? And I was like, free shipping. So that's what we're trying to do. But I'm almost through the first box I got here. I have one more in the room. The rest are in my laundry room. No, I can't. I've been like, everybody's like, do do a Krampus for Christmas. And I'm like, I don't feel Christmas. I'm not super Christmassy. I'm a nurse. I've worked every Christmas for like the past 16 years. Mostly because I don't have kids, and I have a lot of sympathy for my coworkers that do. Plus, I like to get New Year's off, because New Year's is like my holiday when I go out and party with my friends. So I just always find somebody who wants Christmas off, and they'll work my New Year's, and I'll work their Christmas, and it's all good. So, hello Christina. Hello FT. All right. Oh my gosh, one box down, so many more to go. That's all right. Figuring all this out. Unusual holidays, St. Patrick with the Evil and Good Leprechaun. I would have to be super feeling a leprechaun book, let me tell you. Yeah, that's gonna have to be somebody else, or maybe a short novella or something. Right now, I need to write Love Her and Take Her, which are the next two books in my Moth and the Monster series. Not Love Her and Hate Her, sorry. But then, what do I need to do after that? Then I have a reverse harem I've been wanting to write for forever. Like, for forever. Hi, Fleur de Villani. Hello! Fleur, these are books I got from Stacey, so I just wanted to show you guys. Fleur is awesome. I won't tell you the secret reasons why, though, until I get to show you in person. So yeah, I have a reverse harem book that I want to get to write someday, but it's not going to happen. Oh, if you're not a Monster Romance fan, Auntie, then check out Take Her, because that's contemporary. And I think you'll like it because it's actually kind of a retelling of Venture, only totally different. You'll see once you get into it how different it is. Yeah, the RH would be Monster, though. I'm sorry. So I like monsters a lot, but I don't know. We'll see. I've been trying not to have deadlines here for a bit, because all I've done this past year is have wild deadlines. Past 2 or 3 years. So I'm trying to, I don't want to say rest, but like I'm trying to like market all the stuff that I have so that I have more free time, so that I can write more dessert projects instead of like just sheer projects that make me money. Okay, well the RH would be a dragon, so it'll also be 200,000 words long, is why it's on the back burner right now. Let me go get my next box of books. Hang on. Oh my god. Please move, Mr. Maker. Okay. Where is my knife? I just caused like a waterfall of boxes over there situation, and now I just can't leave this room till I'm done again. Okay. No, humanoid monsters totally make sense. Different people have different jams, and it's no big deal. Oh god, another box inside the box. Come here, knife. Okay, more books to do. You're in. Oh my gosh. So, Racy Reviewer, did you read my Dragon Called series? Because Andy in that is a nurse. Hello, Brittany. Which one was that? Auntie, was it good? Yeah, I'm a nurse too, which you might know, Racy Reviewer, already. So obviously I have a hard time with medical inaccurate stuff as well. I tried to be super accurate in Dragon Called because she's a nurse. And then my super old series, oh thank you Auntie. My super old series that was my first book that got published, Night Shifted, is actually the story of a nurse who works on a ward for vampire exposed humans. And that is my thinly veiled experience of being a baby night shift nurse and thinking that I was going to kill one of my patients or they were going to kill me because I worked at a county hospital and it was pretty scary. Not, you know, not scary, but like scary because like it's always scary to start a new job and not know what the fuck you're doing and being in charge of human lives. So, yeah. So, I like nurses as protagonists. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. No, that's fine. I understand not wanting to crowd yourself too much. I feel like there are just so many books out there right now, and so many of them are awesome. I feel like a piker because I hardly ever get the chance to read, and when I do, it's like mostly for research, like non-fiction-y stuff, and not super for fun. So it's been a while since I've read a bunch of stuff. I'll get there someday, though. Okay. Oops, don't forget the parts, the art card, and the sticker. Alright. This wouldn't be so time sensitive if I weren't working the next 2 days. And then on Tuesday, I'm flying out to a writing convention, which I'm super excited about. But then my husband's going to have to be in charge of sending books out, and obviously he can't sign my name or do this. 304, oh my gosh. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I would be so stoked to have that. Yeah, that would be... Oh. I think the thing is, this is a silly thing, is I'm neurotic because I'm a writer, right? All writers are neurotic. Anybody who says they're not and is a writer is a liar. And, so for a long time before you get published, like, because I came up, I've been doing this for 25 years, so I came up in the world before self-publishing. So before then, your only chance was, like, bookstore, trad pub. And so you'd go into a bookstore and you would read a book and you'd be like, oh, this is so much better than me. I'll never be able to do a book as good as this. Or you would read a book that was worse than you and you'd be like, why are they publishing this stuff and not mine? Because, again, writers are crazy. So, it makes it really hard for me to read a lot of things. I did fall into an Ice Planet Barbarian hole during the pandemic, and I read almost all of those. But then I had to stop. That's the other thing, too, is Stephen King has this metaphor where he says that, like, writers are like milk in the fridge, that you pick up what you surround yourself with. And I was like, oh, shit, I have to stop reading these, or eventually I'm going to accidentally write a Ruby Dixon book on accident, and it won't be a Cassie Alexander book. It'll just be that because I've read so many of hers. Was it hard to do self-publishing? Oh, that's such an interesting question. Yes and no. The actual part of getting your book out there in the world is conquerable. It's having the stamina to keep doing it, book after book after book, that is hard to do. Like, you have to be really sure that this is something that you really like and want to do. Otherwise, it can be super discouraging. Like, so my traditionally pub series that started with Night Shifted came out, and it got canceled after 5 books. And, you know, back then, that was like kind of pre-self-published. I thought my career was over. I was very sad. And then in 2021, I kind of re-released all my stuff. I'd written some erotica and hadn't gotten much traction. It's just really hard. You have to market your stuff. And so the magic of being traditionally published in theory is that you don't have to market as much. But like the big transition between who I am now as a writer and who I was a decade ago starting out is that I've learned how to sell my books. And that sounds stupid, but it's true. And so it's not just about being strong enough to like write book after book and put up with the fact that like nobody reads it or nobody likes it while you like learn and get better and stuff. I've written 40 books in my life. 42 books. I counted the other day to make a point on the internet somewhere. And I forgot 2 young adult books I wrote that never sold. So yeah, there's like a lot of components, right? You have to be like, want to write enough to write a book, and then you have to like put the book aside as like a precious baby and become like a marketing queen. And I'm not saying that's like great that the world is like that. I'm just saying it is very much what being self-published is like. So, because you know, there's a million bajillion books on Amazon. And, like, you know, it's just, it's really easy to get lost there. So, that's a really long answer to a question. Sorry for just tangenting off like your grandma. But, I totally will answer anything. I'm a perennial oversharer, so you guys can feel free to ask me anything you want about basically anything. And it'll give me something to talk about while I do this, so it's not quite so boring and lonely. That's the other thing, is that there's a lot of being a self-published author, which is just like you, hanging out with yourself, having crazy ideas. You kind of got to like yourself a lot, because you do a lot of hanging out with yourself when you're a writer. Okay. Hello, book lover. Sorry if I missed you when you joined. Oh God, these are, I'm storming through these. This is so good. The last time I left town and put my husband in charge of mailing out books, he accidentally sent everybody the wrong book. So we've had a very big talk about how to read labels. Yeah. It's hard to know, right, Auntie? Because, like, you just have to really be intuitive with yourself and your desires and stuff. Come on, Mr. Man. Because it depends on what kind of writer you are and, like, who you are on the inside. I feel sometimes like I'm procrastinating, but then what I'm doing is I've hit like a plot wall or a problem, and what I need to do is step away from the book for a little bit so I can get some room to think on things and get some clarity. And so I used to, there's a lot of different styles of writer out there, right? There's the, like the people who like write 1,000 words every day for forever, and that's like great and all for them. And I started off like that because I very much needed metrics to make me feel like I was a writer, which is a false thing. But I turned out to be more of a burst writer where I'll be like, oh, that's how this works. And I'll write a bunch, and then I'll hit another wall, and then I'll stop. And then I feel like I'm being lazy or whatever, but I'm not actually being lazy. My hindbrain just needs a chance to catch up with me. So you should just be nice to yourself is the biggest advice I could ever give anybody who wanted to self-publish. Do my characters talk to me? Huh, yeah, so, it's a great question, because I really try not to write until I know who my characters are, and then, oh God, this is gonna sound so hippie. keep in mind that I've been doing this since 1998, right? So that I've like had a lot of time to like look at my navel and figure out my process. I don't think that you necessarily have to become your characters. Like, there's so many different ways to write a book. So many. But I think the most important thing is to stay emotionally true to what your characters are experiencing and to get as deep into them as you can, especially with the romance that I try to write. So I wouldn't say that they talk to me. I would say that I become another person when I write them. Does that make sense? So like, that's, yeah, everybody's like, how do you write 800-year-old asshole guys so well? And it's like, well, some part of me is an 800-year-old asshole. So I guess it's more like having an identity disorder than anything else. So yeah, I think that probably is the closest I can explain it. Like, when I'm doing it, I'm just like, I am this person, and that's how come it feels so real. So I guess it's like maybe really like upper level acting or something. I don't know. I know that sounds woo and weird. Sorry about that. And it's not that everybody has to do that. That's the thing. It's like when you start off as a writer, everybody wants to give you advice and tell you like the magic way that they did it. But what I've learned, having written 42 books, and been doing this again since like 1998 because I'm old, is that there's like no one true magic way to write a book. Like, every book is its own book, and oftentimes your processes will change, and when your process changes it sucks because it's not like it hands you a business card and it's like, oh, you know how you used to always write scenes in order? This is going to be the book where you don't. So it's very you just have to learn how to trust yourself and know that you're doing the best you can every day, that you come to the page, and be nice to yourself. I spent a really long time being mean to myself for not writing enough, and all of that was wasted time. Yeah, I sometimes have dreams too about things. Oh, and I'm such a vibe writer. As far as songs are, all of my books have wildly long playlists. And then when I'm in that book, I do nothing but listen to that playlist. Like when I drive, sometimes when I'm at work. So, because like you can get into the vibe, into that character. It's kind of like character acting, I suppose, for an actor person. So much progress is being made. But yeah, however works for you is the way to keep doing. Just be open to changes, because things will change as you level up, as you go along and stuff. I think it's precious few people who get to start as one kind of writer and then stay as that kind of writer for forever. Artwork, yeah, for sure. I like going to museums sometimes. I have a friend who I call my cultural attaché because she has museum memberships to all the museums in San Francisco. And she's very on top of that scene. And so I go to things with her because I wouldn't go otherwise, just because I'm lazy not to hate art. And it's very nourishing for your soul. Hello, Bassina. So, let's see, what other writing advice can I give? I guess the other thing is, too, is I feel like, this is going to be unpopular, but there's only like 4 people here, so I can say that. Let me drink this soda first. Is like, don't feel like whatever book you're working on has to be the one and has to get published and stuff. It's like a lot of stress to put on your brain and on a book. You know, the best reason you can write a book is because you need to write it, or for fun. Because if you start putting the cart ahead of the horse too much, then you get up all in your own head, you know? Or at least I get up all in my head. And it's no good. When I came of age through the whole writing process, you know, like I said, Night Shift was published in 2012, 2011. I finished it in 2010. It took a while to come out. That was the 10th book I had written. Oh, hey, Veronica, or hi, Vera. So, so far, Cece, these are Cece books. They're amazing. Oh, yeah, okay, Auntie, if you can market stuff, then that's great for you. I think, though, too, like, everybody now in the self-publishing world feels like their first book needs to be, like, the book that gets out there, and, like, it's okay to have some practice books, you know? I think a lot of people get demoralized because they put out their first book, and it's not that it's not, like, a good book. It's, like, the best product of what you can do at the time. But, like, not everybody comes out fully formed and gets to be Stephen King. That's just not how things work, right? And so I think a lot of people get depressed because they expect things to be, like, lucrative and everything all at the jump, and it just takes time to get good. It takes practice. Veronica, if you're still here, Vera, this is a book from Cece, and it is gorgeous. As for Book Vault versus Cece, right now, actually, the pound is kicking my ass. So a pound is $1.3. So I just noticed this because I just got a big thing of hardbacks from Book Vault because I didn't want to pony up for this one to be a hardback because it's such a thin book. Excuse me. And I never thought I'd have to worry about currency exchanges as an author, but here we are. So I was going to go order more hardbacks because those sell really quickly, but it turns out that I would be making a third less than I would be making normally because the dollar is so weak against the pound right now. So, so there's that to think of. Hello, my love for smut books. There we go. Yeah, you know, only you can figure out your path, Auntie, because writing is just such a highly personal process. It's a lot easier for me to offer, like, mechanistic advice about, like, how to get a thing self-published than it is for the writing itself, because everybody does everything different. Special edition hardbacks on Kickstarter are where it is at. Oops, I'm sorry, Mr. Man. Are you okay? I thought about going the Kickstarter route, but I still have a full-time job, yo, and I don't have enough time in my life to manage to run a Kickstarter and all the rest of everything, so that's why I decided I would, You were committed, Mr. Han. Get out of here. That's why I decided that I would skip doing Kickstarter for now. I want to do one eventually because obviously they're all the rage. but I'm hustling enough. I don't have time for any extra hustle in my life. Oh, ever thought about doing a special edition Kickstarter on hardback? I'm sorry, I thought you said that you were gonna do one. Yes. Sorry. What's going on? Oh my god, you're so handsome. Please leave. He's so pretty as a cat, and he knows it. He's very spoiled. Usually he bugs my husband, though, not me. Yes, I have thought about doing a special edition Kickstarter. I think that's likely to happen. Well, I'll let you. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't have a time frame for it though. I don't know that it'll be on Kickstarter though, because running a Kickstarter itself is like so much extra work. Oh my god, go away. So I'd really rather just create one and sell it rather than having to do like the whole Kickstarter rigmarole around it. You know. Hi, Shar. That's funny. One of my best friend's names is Shar. Alright. You're just gonna sit there and look handsome? Mr. Man. So yeah, so the Kickstarter thing will happen, but that'll be in my imaginary future. I would be super stoked. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do, really. Okay. You're standing on the tissue paper that I need. Can I convince you to move over a little bit? Oh my god. Just... You're so unhappy. Everybody's gonna get to meet my cat today. Hello, Melina. Hello, Soraya. Just sitting here, kind of shooting the shit, talking about self-publishing and books and how to make book boxes and making book boxes. It's very chillax. And also making sure my cat doesn't sit in any of these boxes. And that I don't forget to put anything in any of the boxes. If I get to the end of all these boxes and there's one of these pencil cases left over, I'm going to have a fit. Oh, the Kraken book, the face. So in the book itself, he has like a human face. It does have like a little tentacle beard action though. I like to go kind of extreme monster on the cover though. Nightmare, he has a face. Spider, his face is weird. I know that you are not down with the non-humanoid monsters. Yeah, Spider's probably not for you. They're kind of my jam though. I like making people love things that they didn't think that they were going to love. So, oh my god. Are you out of food? What is up? I fed you this morning. There are no treats down here. I don't need this kind of arm workout today, Mr. Man. So, Racy Reviewer Kraken is. I love that book too. I love all my books. That's the secret sauce actually, is just really liking your books a lot. I feel like after doing this for so long and like only finally recently getting like a smidge of popularity, that's the super secret sauce is loving your books. Because I remember what it was like for nobody to give a crap about anything I wrote for a depressingly long time. Like when I look back, I'm like, who was that person who wrote 9 books and then trunked them? Like, that's insane to me. So I'm glad it was the younger me. This deathly afraid of the spider. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Racy. I think I know what you mean by that. And yeah, your girl's a secret furry. That was always in the cards. It's not really a secret furry. My poor husband is very tolerant of things. Do you send out the book to Book Talk girlies? Which book? Hi, Katie. I sent out some stuff to Book Talk girlies back in the day, but sending books out to people requires like a lot of management. Like physical books, no, I don't send those. I've sent them out before, and what'll happen is like people like I don't know. It's just always a weird scene. There's like 2 or 3 people on Book Talk who I have worked with in a professional capacity, and I love them. But I'm trying to do like the low effort author thing here, because it's as you can tell, all this ish is really time consuming. So yeah, hunting down Book Talk people and then sending them their books and then praying that they read it and review it in a timely fashion. It's just not my jam. I love tentacles. Oh my gosh, Racy. Thank you. Can I tell you, well, this is, hopefully, this is going to sound weird, so I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't. Well, first off, I wish you all the best on your journey. But, I superman everything I said in that book. I was a burn nurse for 10 years, and so, I saw people overcome a lot of things during that time period. And, you know, I'm grateful that all of them still exist in the world and their scars don't mean anything. I mean, they do mean something to them, obviously, and they are the memory of, like, a horrible or tragic incident, but it's just, I don't know. I have such profound love in my heart for people who are facing crazy medical stuff. Oh, God, this is not coming out right. What do I want to say? I don't know, just people aren't what their bodies are, you know, and I think that's part of what I always want to do with the romance, with the monster romance in particular, is that make it super clear that it's what's in people's hearts that matter, which makes me sound super hippie and woo, but maybe, I don't know. I try to make all my books super emotionally healing for better or worse, and so yeah. Oh yeah, I would never go back to I would never renew my PEDS license ever. I was so excited when I got to let my pals lapse. Exactly, Auntie. Love the soul, not the body. Yeah, when I left Burn, I did critical care ambulance transport for a little bit, and I had to transport pediatric patients every now and then, and that was just like, oh my gosh. So I try, yeah, so now I work in an ICU neurotrauma center, and I'm very excited to not have any pediatric patients ever, which is good. I was scared the whole time I did ambulance transport of transporting a pregnant lady because I've never had kids, right? And so I was just like, oh my God, this is going to happen sometime. And what if I screw up and they want me to help somebody give birth on the back of an ambulance and all I've ever seen about it is a YouTube video? So. So good. I'm building, I told my husband I was worried about having all these books down here and stuff, and he was like, even if you can't sell them all, we can just build a fort and live in it. And I was like, I love you. So I'm building my fort. Thank you, Soraya. Hey, Taboo and Tentacles. No, me too, Racy. That's why, yeah, a nurse, codependent person, and an author who tries to, like, make the world a better place, one horny book at a time. That's exactly what my end goal is here. That's why Guarded by the Nightmare was pretty challenging, because I wanted to write, like, a super morally black character. And he definitely is. And I had to, like, still make him lovable and stuff. I'm so glad that my cat, who's still hanging out with me, has found the exact right spot to sit in, so he's not in the way. Alright. Making progress. Although I should probably go eat lunch some. Oh. It's gonna, no, you can't fit into the box. Only Millie can fit into the boxes. You're too big. I didn't mean to disturb things, Mr. Man. Go back to your spot. Hello, Zena. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling very pressured right now, Mr. Man. Like, you have demands of me. Using cat telepathy on me and stuff. Oh, my handwriting is so bad. It's so bad. And you gotta move. You're in the way again. Back it up. Back it up. Hello from Oakland. How's LA right now? Oh, he's not in everything. Yeah, no. Other people are all like about their listings. This comes from a cat-free home. I cannot say that. This comes from a 2-cat home where we vacuum a lot, but still. But if you've seen my Instagram, you know that Millie sits in all the boxes. She has to approve all the boxes before they go anywhere. You're still in the way, buddy. Bright and sunny. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous here too. Oh, and hey, Auntie, I'm glad you're in New Jersey. Ugh. And hi, Bex. I've only been to New Jersey once, Auntie. That was kind of a wild story. After I became a nurse, when Hurricane Sandy hit, I volunteered with the Red Cross. And so I went up to Monmouth Park, which was a racetrack where they had a shelter. And I did night shifts up there for, I want to say 2 weeks. It felt like 2 weeks. And that was a wild experience. Oh, hi, Bex. Fun thing in the UK. Oh. We keep watching British TV. I want to be in the UK. So yeah, that's the one and only time I've been to New Jersey is when I went out there to help after Hurricane Sandy. But I would totally go again if I got the chance. It was crazy though. It was I was mostly at the shelter, the racetrack the whole time. We didn't really get too much chances to go off site. And when I did, I had a friend, a writing friend local, so she came by and picked me up, and I went to dinner at her house just so I could like hang out with her and see her in person. Let me get more boxes. Okay. Watching The Crown. I have we're watching Industry, which is about the British financial like situation and stuff, and like I gotta say, you know, I'm almost 50. I lived in Santa Cruz for like 20 years. I've done a lot of drugs. The people in Industry, I don't know how they're standing upright. Like, I'm just like, whoa, your liver, how is it doing this? They've all got to go into rehab. It is wild. So I do wonder how endemic drug use is to like the financial situation in England. Because I had a wild past, but Saint fuck, they do a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. I used to watch Are You Being Served growing up. Her, Mrs. Slocum and her pink hair. I loved that show. It's one of those shows, like I'm not going to rewatch it because I suspect it hasn't aged well, but when I watched it when it first came, that was like probably like, I saw that before I saw Monty Python or anything. I loved that show. Oh, Auntie, yeah. No, the devastation was crazy. A lot of the people in our shelter had all come from a particular senior living center, and, you know, they were just all wrecked, and it was wild. Crazy, crazy times. It gave me a lot of appreciation. I would never do that again, mostly because I'm too old now. Like, I'm not prepared to sleep in cots anymore. But I'm glad I did it when I was younger and had the chance. Him and Keith Richards, obviously. I feel like a lot of people are out there. You know, they say that though. I think about that a lot as a nurse because my knees should be shot. My back is shot. My wrists so, but that's more about writing and not nursing. But I saw these things where they're saying, oh, you know, where they look at the needs of professional baseball players after they die, and some of them complained of knee pain, and you could see how bad their knees were. And then some of them never said they had any knee pain, and their knees were just as bad. It just didn't affect them so much, for whatever reason, like pain receptors or whatever. So I'm just hoping that all of my future nursing injuries for 16 years of nursing haunt me, that I fall into the pain-free camp, luckily, somehow. The Everything Goes Wrong show is so good. So good. I have made so many people watch that. It is, you're so right, Racy. It's hilarious. It is so funny. I remember we found that during the middle of the pandemic, and I was super grim during the pandemic, you know, because being a nurse, I thought I was going to die all the time. And I laughed during that show, and I was like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to laugh, because I had not laughed in so long. That show is amazing. Sorry, Bex. I didn't mean to totally tangent on your, on all the TV shows that we like in the U.S. here that are from you guys. How do I pick the audio readers? Oh, the narrators? So, basically, I have like a story for that. Let me get some more books out to sign. I had to sell the rights to my Dark Ink Tattoo series to Scribd for them to turn into audiobooks, because I needed money when I was rebooting my career. Because post-COVID, I was like, fuck this, I want away from bedside. So I tried very hard to like get things going, and I needed to do a good job. Anyways, the Dark Ink Tattoo series at that time was only 5 books. I hadn't finished it. And so the narrator that they picked, when he got to the end, he was like, oh my God, I can't believe there's not another book. Well, first off, he was like, and I'll tell you this because it's gonna he's like, I never email the people that I narrate for, but I just wanted to tell you how special it's been to be Jack in all these books. And I'm so sad that he doesn't have an ending. And so then I was just like, oh, well, you can narrate for me, right? So that's when I started to get him to narrate things for me on the side, like some extra stuff. And then he wound up, then of course I knew him, so he wound up being Rame in Bender, and also in Taker's audiobook, and he's going to be Rame for life. And he's a truly a delightful person who he'll always be like my ride or die narrator. Then I knew another narrator from doing the Dragon books. My co-author set us up with her, so she's Lassane in those books, but he set me up with Bunny Warren, and she is Leah in the new books. So anyways, and then I put out a bat signal for the audiobooks for the Monster Security Agency, because I was like, I had them working on Take Her already, and I needed an audiobook done in 6 weeks over Christmas like an insane person. And you know, sometimes you ask and things just happen, so it just all worked out. A friend of the lady who had narrated Am I the Asshole for Scribd, which is another title that I sold to them because I needed the money, is she came out of the woodwork and she was like, I'd love to work with you. So she has been all the female leads for my Monster Security Agency books. And then she knew Jonathan, and he's been the male lead for all the Monster Security books. So, yeah. I don't use sound effects or anything, so I think people don't realize how expensive audiobooks are. It costs, after paying for narration and editing, it's like $400 or $500 an hour for a book, and I'm really lucky because my books are only like 60 or 70,000 words long most times. So while I agree that like robot narrators aren't where it's at, like when authors don't put out audiobooks, a lot of times that's because like if you write a chonkin 120,000 word fantasy, you want to put that out in the world, that's thousands and thousands of dollars that you may not recoup, because I put out books there before for audio that haven't made me back any money. I still haven't earned back my audiobook money for, I think I just broke even on Guarded by the Spiders audio like last month, and that book's been out since January, and I haven't broken even on Kraken yet. And I think Oh, I think I'm reaching the end of what live will let me do. It's giving me a time clock at the top. I don't know what that's about. I think it's gonna bump me off of here. But yeah. If it tells me 10 seconds remaining. What's 10 seconds remaining? If I get bumped, I'm sorry about that. I'll go eat lunch and then I'll come back. Let's see if it's gonna, what is that timer for?